to Disney and Beyond, your one-stop shop for all things Disney and pop culture. I've had this video planned for some time now, but we've had a plethora of trailers released from Walt Disney covering their animation, their live action, their Star Wars, their Marvel. We've had 3 or 4 trailers in the last 3 weeks, so basically a trailer a week. So I thought it was about time I covered all the Disney films that are coming out in 2018. So let's take a look. Okay, so like I said, Disney has been releasing trailers left, right, and centre over the last few weeks. We've had the Christopher Robin teaser trailer, the Mary Poppins teaser trailer, Mary Poppins Returns. We've had the WreckIt Ralph trailers. We've had another Incredibles 2 trailer. We've had so many trailers. And on top of all of that, they released an announcement that Avengers Infinity of War would be brought forward to, I do believe, April, but I will check that in a moment. So I thought, let's take a look at all the films that are coming out in 2018. Obviously, it's going to be a huge year for Disney with regards to their film division because they've got so many films coming out this year. Let's face it, they own pretty much the world now, so pretty much any film that comes out they are connected to in some way. But there are some big highlights of this year. And I'll put the picture up on screen now. Obviously, we've had Coco and we've had Black Panther. Both of those have done absolutely amazing. Coco was obviously the Pixar offering, came out in America just before Christmas and came out in the UK after Christmas. I saw it, absolutely fell in love with it. Love the soundtrack, love the story. The characters are great. It's an enjoyable film. Highly, highly recommend it. Now, we've also had Black Panther, which is the latest offering from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just been announced that it's made over $1 billion worldwide, so huge film. I don't think anybody expected it to do as well as it has. It is an enjoyable film. It's very different. It's not your standard Covent Garden superhero film, much like Captain America Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War. They're very different. I, again, absolutely love the Black Panther. I really, really can't wait to see more of Wakanda. For those of you who don't know, Black Panther is the king of a secretive African nation called Wakanda, where they are superior in the sense that they have massive technological advancements. They are a very technologically advanced society due to an alien stone and vibranium. So, yeah, that's been huge. Obviously, we first saw Black Panther back in within Civil War, Avengers Civil War. Not Avengers Civil, Captain America Civil War, which is basically Avengers 2.5. But yeah, absolutely love Black Panther. Definitely go check that out if you still can. But I thought I would cover a bit more in depth the films that are still to come in this for this year. First up, we have A Wrinkle in Time. A Wrinkle in Time, if you don't know, stars Oprah Winfrey. It's directed by Ava DuVernay and is based on the book by Madeline Longill. I'm not sure how you pronounce her surname, so apologies for that. But DuVernay directed critically acclaimed movies like 13th and Selma. It's also got Chris Pine in it. It was released on March the 9th in America. Not sure if it's out in the UK yet, but I've got the trailer up on screen now. I've cut the sound on the trailer because obviously I'll get told off by YouTube for copyright. But yeah, you can check that trailer out now. Basically, the premise of the film is that a young girl, Meg Murray, works with her younger brother, Charles Wallace, her fellow student, Calvin O'Keefe, as three astral travellers to save her astrophysicist father, who's been held captive on a distant planet, deep in the grip of a universe spanning evil. So there you go. Obviously, the main draw of the film is going to be Oprah Winfrey, but it has got an all-star cast. We've got Storm Reed as Meg Murray, Oprah Winfrey as Mrs. Witch, Reese Witherspoon as Mrs. Whatsit, Mindy Kaling as Mrs. Who, Levi Miller as Calvin O'Keefe, Derek McCable as Charles Wallace Murray, and Chris Pine as Dr. Alex Murray, Zach Galifianakis as the Happy Medium. Yeah, there are so many uh, top actors in this. We've got, you know, loads. Ryan Blanchard, Andre Holland. Yeah, so many actors and actresses that I think it's going to be a really, really good film. The trailer does look good. I've seen the trailer. Really like the look and the style of the film. It'll be different because obviously Disney with their live action have been focusing on their own kind of stories. So we've had like the animated films converted into live action, and that seems to be the main draw of the films. But yeah, A Wrinkle in Time does look very, very good, and I am very, very excited to see that. And I hope it will do well. You never know; it may have a new franchise on our hands. Whether it could be, I'm not sure if there's more books. It's not a book that I know, so I don't really know much about the story and about the novel and stuff. So I will be looking forward to the film. But yeah, that is A Wrinkle in Time. Okay, so as I mentioned, there was an announcement the other week. It's a very, very clever announcement. Basically, it was Tony Stark, um, aka Robert Downey Jr., on Twitter asking when Avengers Infinity of War would be out. Obviously, the guys at Disney tweeted back. He asked if he could see it early, and they said yes. He asked if he could bring some friends along. They said yes. Who would you like to bring? And he said, "Oh, how about the whole world?" And they asked when he would like to see it. He said, "How about the 25th of April?" And they said, "Okay." And that was basically the announcement for Avengers Infinity War. It was originally scheduled to be released on May the 4th, but it is now the 25th of April, 2018. It's going to be a huge, huge film. It's Avengers 3, essentially. It is the culmination of the last, 17 years, 18 years now? We've been going with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a culmination of the first three phases of the MCU. So it will tie together everything that's come before it. It's apparently going to be quite a sad film. I imagine there will be death, there will be destruction, there will be excitement, there will be tears. It looks epic. I enjoyed the first Avengers. I enjoyed Avengers Age of Ultron, not as much, but I still enjoyed it. Um, the guys that took over the MCU, I can never remember their names, and the Russo brothers, Anthony and John Russo. Um, I was so pleased when they took over because they did what I believe is my favourite Marvel film, and that's Captain America Winter Soldier. I thought they did an absolutely fantastic job with that. And when I heard that they were taking over from Joss Whedon, I was very, very, very pleased. Um, I'm really, really excited. We've only got now just over a month and 13 days. So very, very short time to wait, 4 or 5 weeks. And we will have basically it's the end of the beginning for the MCU. There are more to come. There's a lot more to come in the MCU after Avengers Infinity War. Obviously, originally Avengers Infinity War was 2 films. That is still the case, but I don't think they're going to be that connected. They probably will be connected, but I'm not really sure how it's going to work because they've got films in between. But it's going to be the combination of everything that's come before it, and it's going to get a lot of hype. It's everyone. Everyone in the MCU is going to make an appearance in this film. So Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Black Panther. Who else we got? We got Captain America, Winter Soldier, um, Spider Man. Yeah, so many. Obviously, the big evil is Thanos, and Thanos has been teased and shown and everything since the beginning. So he is going to be the big villain, and it's all about the search for the Infinity Stones, which go with the Infinity Gauntlet, which can be used to basically control the universe. As always, it's the ultimate weapon. So obviously, we're going to get the Guardians of the Galaxy, like Rocket Raccoon, Star Lord, Gamora, all those. Everyone is going to be in this film. Not sure about Shield characters. Not sure if they're going to make an appearance. Not sure if the Netflix Marvel characters are going to be making appearances. I'm sure this will have a knock-on effect in every area of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but maybe not directly. But it is huge. It is absolutely massive, and I cannot wait until the 25th of April to see that. Now, the next film that is coming out is the reason why I think, or one of the reasons why I think Avengers Infinity War got moved forward to April, and that is Solo, a Star Wars story. It's the next installment of the Star Wars story films. It's out on the 25th of May. It's a prequel, again, set before A New Hope. We are going to see a young Han Solo, who obviously will eventually team up with Chewbacca and Lando Calrissian. We're going to see his journey to owning the Millennium Falcon. We're gonna. I imagine they will stick pretty close to the expanded universe history of Han Solo in the sense that he signed up to be an academy pilot for the Empire. Didn't like how the Empire worked and how they treated alien species. They had enslaved the Wookiees, and Chewbacca was scheduled to be terminated, and Han Solo saved his life, which is why he owed Han Solo a life debt, and they became the best of friends. As they say, the rest was history. Again, this is going to be absolutely massive. Obviously, there were some problems with creative differences with the original directors. Chris Miller and Phil Lord. They were obviously replaced by with Ron Howard, and Ron Howard, I think, is an amazing director. I think if they could have picked anyone, Ron Howard would have been one of my picks for the Han Solo standalone film. I'm not sure about Aiden. I can never say his name. Aiden Ehrenreich. As a young Han Solo, he does kind of have the look. Doesn't really have the mannerisms from what I've seen in the trailer, but the trailer does still look very good. I personally don't think they should have done a Han Solo film, a standalone solo film. I think they would have been better off going for Lando Calrissian. I just think Han Solo is too much of an iconic character, and Harrison Ford is too much of a recognizable actor as that character for anybody else to play them. It would be like somebody else playing Wolverine. It's Hugh Jackman. Wolverine is Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. They even made the character in the comic book taller to match Hugh Jackman for Wolverine. So I think they've got the same problem with Han Solo. I think he's just too iconic, and Harrison Ford has been Han Solo for so long. But the trailer does look very good. I am very, very pleased with what Ron Howard to finish the project off. Um, and yeah, I'm really, really excited to see what direction they take this one in. And I'm really, really excited to see how this pans out. Obviously, we know the future of Han Solo, we know where he ends up, um, and we know his eventual fate. But yeah, I reckon this will be a pretty cool Rick roaring adventure film. But yeah, that is out on May the 25th, and I will be there on day one to see it, hopefully. You would think that those films alone would be enough to make Disney enough money to see them through the next decade. But no, we've got lots more films to cover. After Solo, we are back to animation and we are back to Pixar uh, with a film that everybody has wanted and everybody has been excited about for so long, and that is The Incredibles 2. That is out on June the 15th. It takes place moments after the original film. Helen's fighting crime. Mr. Incredible is one staying home looking after the kids. And Jack, their youngest, starts to develop interesting superpowers. Um, and eventually, a villain comes along, a brand new villain, and they team up with Frozone, aka Samuel L. Jackson, to take him down. It's been 14 years since the original came out, and Brad Bird is back. He's got the entire original cast. Uh, they're all back with the original voices. And the teaser trailer, obviously, Disney animation films and Pixar films don't tend to show too much in their trailers. But I think it looks great. I think it's going to be very, very funny. It's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, I just love The Incredibles because it's such a character piece and it's so different. That's what I love about the Pixar animation. They always take films that are different. They always take real common subjects, but make them their own and put a new spin on them. And they are very, very good at taking risks and taking subjects that wouldn't necessarily fit with family or children's animation. Um, and there are so many adult jokes in Pixar films. It's unbelievable. It's hilarious. So yeah, I am very, very, very excited for The Incredibles 2. I'm a big fan of The Incredibles. I'm a big fan of what Brad Bird did with The Incredibles. And yeah, really, really can't wait for that one. And as I say, that is out on June the 15th. So check that out in June. Okay, so we are now moving on to July. Disney have pretty much got a film coming out every month this year. But in July, on July the 6th, we have the sequel to one of my favourite Marvel films, and that is Ant-Man. We've got Ant-Man and Wasp on July 6th, which will take place after the events of Captain America Civil War. It'll be the first in the Marvel Cinematic Universe of the post-Avengers Infinity of War films. Obviously, it brings back Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, but also alongside him will be Evangeline Lilly, who will be playing Wasp. Um, is obviously Hope Van Dyne, and Paul Rudd is obviously Scott Lang. The official synopsis reads: Scott Lang grapples with the consequences of his choices as both a superhero and a father, as he struggles to rebalance his home life with his responsibilities as Ant-Man. He's confronted by Hope Van Dyne and Dr. Hank Pym with an urgent new mission. Scott must once again put on a suit and learn to fight alongside the Wasp as the team works together to uncover secrets from the past. The trailer looks absolutely brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed Ant-Man. I didn't think it would be one I enjoyed because I don't like Ant-Man too much as a character. I didn't particularly like the comic book version with Hank Pym. I've never read any of the comics with Scott Lang as Ant-Man, but Paul Rudd is always a winner. I love his films. I find him very, very funny, all the way back to when he was in Friends. Um, yeah, I just absolutely love Paul Rudd's films. Um, and yeah, teaming up with Evangeline Lilly and Wasp, that's going to be brilliant. Those two had great chemistry in the first film, and it'd be interesting to see how their relationship develops alongside, obviously, Hank Pym, who is played by Michael Douglas. Top actor. I may want to get the 3 films out quickly as he's getting old. But originally, I think this film would have been scheduled for earlier, but obviously Disney acquired, Marvel acquired the rights to Spider-Man, so they wanted to slot in a Spider-Man film. I think that kind of messed up their release schedule a little bit. I think that's another reason why Infinity War has been brought forward, because it was a little bit too close to Ant-Man and the Wasp, and obviously with Solo out in between those films, they've been vying for the top of the box office. And why make competition for yourself when you could just spread your release schedule out? So I think that's Ant-Man was another reason why Infinity War has been brought forward. As I say, I'm very, very excited and looking forward to seeing Ant-Man and Wasp. As I say, Disney has a film out pretty much every month. We're only on July and we are still not finished. We've still got a ton of films left to look at. But yeah, that is Ant-Man and the Wasp, the first installment in the MCU after Avengers Infinity of War on July the 6th. The latest trailer to be released by Walt Disney Studios is the next film on our list, and that is August the 3rd, which will be a Christopher Robin movie. The teaser trailer for that has literally only just come out in the last few days. I was actually in Disneyland Paris when that teaser trailer was released. It stars Ewan McGregor as the titular Christopher Robin, who is obviously the boy from the A.A. Mills stories featuring Winnie the Pooh and friends. Disney have a long history with Winnie the Pooh, going all the way back to Blustery Day and the Winnie the Pooh movies. We've had Piglet's movies, Tigger's movies. We've had cartoon TVs, New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. They have a long history of Winnie the Pooh, and this is a live action version. Basically, Ewan McGregor as Christopher Robin has grown up and lost his way. So Winnie the Pooh and all his friends, Eeyore, Tigger, Piglet, Kanga, all return and are all in the real world to help Christopher Robin re-find his way. I am very, very interested by this film. I'm not a massive Christopher Robin fan. I do. I'm not a massive Winnie the Pooh fan. I do like Winnie the Pooh. I love Winnie the Pooh ride in Walt Disney World, Florida. I love that ride. Wish they'd bring that ride to Disneyland Paris, but that's a video for another day. Yeah, I'm intrigued by this one. Obviously, Hayley Atwell is going to be in it. She played Agent Carter in the Agent Carter TV series and the Captain America First Avenger film, and she also made an appearance in Ant-Man. She'll be playing Christopher Robin's wife. Brad Garrett, who is Everybody Loves Raymond, will be playing Eeyore. Jim Cummings will be reprising his role as Winnie the Pooh. So, yeah, as I say, I'm interested, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued and interested by the look of this film. They've gone for a kind of cuddly, real-looking teddy bear look for Winnie the Pooh, which will obviously play homage to the original A.A. Milne books, because obviously Winnie the Pooh was a teddy bear. A.A. Milne was never a big fan of what Disney did with Winnie the Pooh, I don't think. But whether this will go some way to changing that, I don't know. Ewan McGregor is obviously awesome. Ewan McGregor is obviously Han Solo. Ewan McGregor is obviously Obi-Wan Kenobi in the prequel trilogy, and probably his own film. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to another film. I'm looking forward to all these films this year. I'm literally going to be camping outside the cinema for most of 2018 because it is going to be a huge, huge, huge year for film. So Disney, and we're still not done. We're only in August. We're only at August, and there are a couple more to discuss. Well, now we get a bit of a reprieve. We get a couple of months break in the Disney lineup of films. Nothing that I know of in September or October as of yet. Don't hold your breath because there very well maybe something sorted in that gap. But our next film is the Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Basically, it stars Mackenzie Foy as Clara. She sets off into a magical world to find a lost key that will unlock a box from her mother. While she's on this adventure, she meets lots of different characters, and she gets caught up in a struggle between three different realms. I'm not entirely sure why it's called the Four Realms, but the trailer is up on the screen right now. Cinematically, it does look like a very good film. I don't really know a lot about it. The Nutcracker is something I've never really been interested in. Obviously, it's a kind of Christmassy film. Obviously, it's also got Keira Knightley in it as the Sugar Plum Fairy. It's it looks weird. I don't know about this one. Obviously, Disney trying to worm their way into the Christmas market, even though it's not their only film coming out towards the Christmas period. The look of it kind of feels a bit like the Chronicles of Narnia. Although I enjoy the Narnia films, they didn't do particularly well at the box office, and Disney gave up on them in the end. Yeah, I don't know. It's darker. It's certainly a dark film. I don't know. It's a very bold one for Disney, and I'm not sure if it's going to be their strongest film this year. With everything they've got coming out this year, I would have pushed this one back to maybe next year. Well, next year you've got the next installment of Star Wars, so every year for Disney from now is going to be a big year, but I think this is probably their weakest. As I say, I will go see it. It's a Disney film. I will go see all these Disney films. I'm hopefully going to resurrect the blog and start doing more film reviews again. Focusing more on Disney stuff than the kind of Beyond part of Disney Beyond. But again, that's a video for another day. Yeah. It's an E.T.A. Hoffman tale that it's based on, so it is part of the Nutcracker story. I don't know. It's just it doesn't fit with everything else they've got out this year, and I think because of that, it might suffer a little bit. But we shall wait and see. It's out on November the 2nd, so keep an eye out for the Nutcracker and the Four Realms on November 2nd. Another reason why I think that the Nutcracker might do so well is because people will wait for the film that's coming out at the end of November, and that is November 21st. A sequel to a much loved but much underrated Disney film. I absolutely love it. We're going back to animation with Ralph Breaks the Internet, WreckIt Ralph 2. WreckIt Ralph finally got a sequel. You know, a Frozen sequel was announced pretty much straight after the Frozen film came out. And WreckIt Ralph, if anyone deserves a sequel, obviously the entire cast is coming back. John C. Reilly as Ralph and Sarah Silverman as Penelope Von Schweetz. Um, this time they end up traveling into the internet to search for a replacement part to fix Penelope's game, to fix her racing game. It breaks. And obviously, once the game breaks, they get shoved off into wherever. So, to avoid that, they try and find a part to fix it. It was announced actually at last year's D23 Expo. I was actually one of the first people to tweet about the film. Yeah, there's a scene in the film that was at D23 where all the princesses from all the Disney films are in. They meet Ralph and Penelope. Um, from all of them, everyone was there. There was a massive meeting on stage of all these people. So this film is going to be just like the first film was. This film is going to be full of Easter eggs. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I loved WreckIt Ralph. I love Ralph as a character. Penelope is sweet and funny and adorable, you know. So it's going to be a good film, and it's going to be the Christmas film. It's going to be. It's going to be on the box office, top of the box office, at least until the next one comes out, which isn't actually that far after. We will get to the final film in a moment, but yeah, WreckIt Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, comes out on the 21st of November, and again, I will be there on day one to see that because just like The Incredibles 2, it is a Disney film that I have been clamoring for a sequel to. So yeah, check that out at the end of November. Our final film on this list is a sequel that I don't think anybody ever expected to happen because the original came out in 1964. It's Mary Poppins Returns, a sequel to obviously the original Mary Poppins with Julie Andrews. Um, Obviously, a very iconic character, Mary Poppins, um, but this time around, she will be played by Emily Blunt, who sounds and looks perfect for the role of Mary Poppins. She has nailed those mannerisms and that voice perfectly, and as a singer, she is absolutely fantastic. They'll be joined by street lighter Jack, who will obviously replace Bert, Dick Van Dyke in the original. Jack is played by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is also doing the music for the film. Lin-Manuel Miranda has done a lot with Disney over the years. He did Moana, but he's also famous for a lot of stage work. You know, he has a huge Broadway show called Hamilton. If you've never heard of it, it's huge. So the music alone is going to be great because I love the Moana soundtrack. I know he was the only person doing the music for that film, but he was the main person doing the music on that film. And he's also an actor, so he will be Jack. Yeah, basically the story of this one, it's that Michael has grown up. He has 3 children, and they suffer some kind of personal loss. So his sister Jane moves back in to help look after the children. I'm assuming that personal loss will be the death of his wife, maybe. But they've lost their magic, they've lost their happiness, lost their way, much like Christopher Robin. So Mary Poppins, aka Emily Blunt, returns to 1930s London to help them refine their way and help them find that magic that they've lost. So yeah, there's definitely a theme running through Disney's films this year. That is to do sequels to classic properties, i.e., Winnie the Pooh and Mary Poppins. Um, I think it looks very good. The cinematography looks fantastic. I really like the look of the film. I think they've certainly nailed Mary Poppins. It'll be very interesting to see what direction they go with this. It's a sequel that, as I say, I don't think anybody ever expected. Um, it's a sequel that kind of came out of nowhere. But a sequel again that interests me and intrigues me. So again, I will go and see it. And Mary Poppins Returns is actually out on Christmas Day, according to my notes. I have December the 25th down as a release date. It's more likely it'll be December 26th. Most films at Christmas come out on Boxing Day in the UK. So, don't know about the rest of the world, but in the UK it'll probably be the 26th. But I have the December 25th down as my release date. And yeah, so not a bad film to cap off our list. Mary Poppins Returns in cinemas, December 25th, starring Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins and Lin-Manuel Miranda as Lamplighter Jack. Okay, so that is all the films, or at least all the major films, from Disney Studios this year. As I say, they've hit the ground running already with Coco and Black Panther, and there are some huge films still to come. We've still got Avengers, we've still got Solo, we've still got Mary Poppins, WreckIt Ralph, Incredibles 2. I mean, even the animated films this year, although they're sequels, they are going to be huge because they are sequels that everybody has wanted and have been taken so long to come out. So everybody is going to want to see those. So, you know, the year that Force Awakens came out, Disney made billions, billions and billions and billions of dollars worldwide with their films. But I think this year's going to top it because there are huge films. Avengers alone will score massive points. It will make billions alone. You know, Black Panther, a film that I didn't expect to make that much, has already made over $1 billion this year. You know, so Disney are already in that territory, and that's before these huge films come out. Yes, we've got the Nutcracker. Yes, we've got Wrinkle in Time, which are different, but I still think they do okay. You know, and even if they don't, with the rest of the films they've got out this year, it's probably a safe year to bring those films out because they will have the cushion of Solo, Avengers, Ant-Man and Wasp will do well. WreckIt Ralph 2 is going to be massive. Incredibles 2 will probably be even bigger. You know, it's just a really, really exciting time to be a Disney fan. You know, uh, it it's the biggest year I've seen for a while. Obviously, last year we had The Last Jedi, which was huge. Um, Mixed reviews and mixed feelings on that, and obviously Star Wars is only going to get bigger and expand bigger. But you know, 2018 is the year for Disney to basically hold the number one slot at the box office month after month, week after week. They're going to be there at the top pretty much the whole time. As I say, there's a lull in September and October, but other than that, there's a big film out every year, so every month. So they're just going to skyrocket this year, I think, Disney or Disney Studios. Um, so certainly a very, very, very exciting time to be not only a film fan, but a Disney film fan. And that is exactly what I am. I'm a huge film buff and a huge, huge fan of Disney, as you guys know. So that is it with regards to the films. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please, please, please do hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't enjoy it, you can hit the thumbs down button. Feel free to do so. But basically what that does is it tells, if you hit the thumbs up button, it tells YouTube algorithm that you like my videos, you want to watch my videos, which will then allow it to bump up the search results to allow more people to find the content and watch it. So you're not only helping me, but you'll be helping the wider community as a whole. Also, if you don't want to miss any more Disney and Beyond content, whack that subscribe button, and again, it's very much appreciated. We love having you here. You can also hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button, and that will notify you of every time that I post a new video, so you will never miss another Disney and Beyond video ever again. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this year. What films are you most excited to see? What films do you think will be the biggest? Are you going to see all of them like me, or are you going to see a select few? Leave your comments down below, as I love to read them, and I will always reply. So, yeah, essentially that is it. Next week we will be focusing on the Disneyland Paris on location vlog. I will be posting those probably from today onwards. The first video will be posted today. Today, hopefully tomorrow, the day after, and the day after. So that will take us up to Saturday. So lots and lots of videos to come from Disney and beyond. But that is it from me, essentially, for today. As I say, hope you enjoyed the video. But until next time, to infinity and beyond.